Hello. On the last video we talked about x-intercepts, y-intercepts, and slope. So just a real quick refresher. Slope is the rise and the run. Okay, so if we pick 2 points, okay, and to find the slope, we're going to rise 3 and run 2, so our slope is 3 over 2. Our x-intercept is where our line crosses our x-axis. So remember that one's the x-axis. Okay, and our x-intercept is -2. Okay, which gives us the point -2, 0. And our y-intercept is where our line crosses our y-axis, and that's at 3, which gives us the point 0, 3. Okay. All right. Today what we're going to do is we're going to graph from an equation. Okay. Every line has an equation. We haven't really seen any yet, but every single line has its own equation. And that is, one of them is y equals mx plus b. Now you should recognize m. Okay. M stands for slope. Okay. Now B we haven't done yet. B stands for y-intercept. Okay, so whenever you see the letter B, you're thinking y-intercept, which is where the line crosses the y-axis. Okay, all right, so let's look at a problem. All right, so I went ahead and put the equation up here. Okay, this is what we're going to use, y equals mx plus b. All right, and our equation is y equals 1/2 x plus 3. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to tell me what the m is and what the b is, or the y-intercept. Okay, now m is always in front of the x. Okay, it's always in front of the x. So my slope is 1/2. Okay, now b, okay, b is what's off to the side. Okay, it's not the one in front of the x. So b is off to the side. In this case, b, or my y-intercept, is 3. Okay, now slope, you have to remember, is an action. We're going to rise and run. We have to rise and run from a point. Okay, so you always plot your y-intercept first. Okay, so I'm going to plot my y-intercept first, which is 0, 3. Okay, which is right here. Okay, now from here I am going to do my slope, which is rise 1, run 2. Okay, so it's the opposite of finding slope. So we're going to rise 1 and run 2. Okay, so we're going to, from here, rise 1, run 2. So there's my other point. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and do it again. Rise 1, run 2. Okay, and again. And you can see these are going to be in a straight line. Okay, now we also, if you remember, we can go the other way. Okay, so instead of up and to the right, we can go down and to the left. Down and to the left. Okay, so there's my line. Okay, so we graphed a line using y equals mx plus b. Okay, let's do another one. All right, so same thing, y equals mx plus b. Go ahead and tell me what m is and what b, which is my y-intercept. Okay, m, remember, is always in front of the x. So here's the x. What's in front of the x is -3. Okay, and since slope is a ratio, I'm going to go ahead and keep that in a fraction. My y-intercept, okay, is what's after. Don't forget the negative here. So my y-intercept is -4. Now we can't plot slope first because slope's not a point, it's an action. We're rising and running. So I'm going to go ahead and plot my y-intercept, okay, which is -4, 0, -4. Okay. And then from there, I am going to do my slope, which is -3, 1. The -3, remember, is the rise, and if it's negative, that means I'm going to go down 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and the +1. Okay, and I'm going to do that again, down and to the right. Okay, now remember, down 3, to the right 1. Okay, now if you run out of space, you can do the opposite. Instead of down and to the right, we can go up and to the left. So 1, 2, 3, and then left 1. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you notice all these points are in a line. That should always happen. Connect the dots, put your arrows, and there's my graph. Okay. Alright, just to make sure we're all clear, let's do one more. Alright, this one, a little different. Okay, but it's still y equals mx plus b. Okay, so here's my equation. Alright, remember, m is always in front of your x. So what's in front of my x? Okay, nothing. Okay, but it's a 1. Okay, so my slope is 1, which is 1 over 1. Okay, now off here, my y-intercept is always off to the side here. Okay, it's either added or subtracted to the x. There's nothing there. Okay, so you got to think there's always a y-intercept unless it's a vertical line. What could be there that would not change my problem? And what could be there is a 0. If I add 0, does it change my problem? No. Okay, so my y-intercept is 0, which would be the origin, 0, 0. So plot your y-intercept, okay, and my slope is 1 over 1, so it's a up 1 to the right 1, up 1 to the right 1. Okay, and if we were to go back and go the opposite, instead of up and to the right, we're going to go down and to the left. Down and to the left. Okay, connect your points. Oops, I'm off a little. Okay, and there's my line. Okay. Alright, you guys, see you tomorrow. Have a great day.